Welcome to SewVeryEasy. My name is Laura, and half square triangles are in a lot of quilt patterns, and some of them take a lot of half square triangles. Well, there is a way we can make half square triangles that are stabilized, sewn, and all cut in a few little steps, and it is done with paper. So these rolls of paper help us make our half square triangles. So we put this paper right on top of our 2 layers of fabric. We follow the stitching lines, cut them apart, following the lines, and they are the size we need. And we can get lots of different sizes. This roll will make 3-inch finished half square triangles. And this roll will make 600 of them. And it tells us what we need to start with. And in this case, it's 8.5 inches wide. We can also get 1.5-inch finished, and this makes over 1,000 of them. There are all sorts of different sizes that we can get, and we can get a book that does talk about the different sizes and gives us patterns on what we can make with them. So the whole publication is making patterns with these papers. It shows us how to use them, and then we get the patterns. It gives us the roll that we need and then all of the directions. And there's some really fun patterns in this book. And of course, you could always use this even if you just wanted to make your own half square triangles. Well, today I'm going to use one of these rolls, and it is going to make 1-inch finished half square triangles. And this one roll will make 630 of them. And I get to use 2.5-inch fabric, which means I get to use jelly rolls. Now, I will not need this many, but I'm going to get a couple out and show you how fun it is to use this paper and how quick it can really go together. I do want to use this entire roll up, so I am going to need some pieces from each. I'm going to take some of the darker fabrics and match them up with some light fabrics because I do want that high contrast. This roll will take about 15 lengths of fabric. So I'm going to need 15 of these beautiful colors and 15 of a beige to match. Now this fabric is from Maywood Studios. It is called Sweet Beginnings, and you can see how pretty those colors are going to be. You could use just the one roll and match up some lights and darks together, but I will combine 15 of each and use this beautiful check for my backing fabric. I'm going to start and match up 2 strips of fabric so both of the right sides are touching. Now I will go to the iron and press out this little fold, but other than that, this doesn't need a lot of pressing. This paper is going to go right over top. We can get anywhere between 21, 22, or 23 squares per strip. And since I don't want to waste any fabric, I'm going to go to that very maximum amount that I can do. And I'll be able to just cut it apart right on one of those solid cut lines. Any solid line is going to be a cut line. These little broken lines are stitching lines. So the strip of paper fits on top of this fabric. When pinning, I would recommend pinning anywhere but on top of those dash lines. The sewing machine is going to go over those dash lines, so if we do have a pin in that area, we're going to have to remove it. So having the pins along the outside means we don't need to remove them as we come to them. We can remove them once we're all done. We now are going to be able to take this to the sewing machine. We're going to stitch following the arrows right on that dash line. We can start right off on that edge, come up, stop, pivot, and go back down. So we are going to be stitching all the way right to the end. When we come to the end, we just turn this fabric over and we will follow that next row coming down. So we're going to have these 2 rows of zigzag throughout this whole paper. One thing that I would recommend would be to take the machine stitches and make them smaller. A lot of machines start at a 2.5. We want to bring that right down to a 1.5. Because we will be cutting these apart, that smaller stitching is just going to hold them more securely. And if you don't have a 1/4 inch foot, that's fine. You can use any foot you'd like. The smaller stitches also make it easier for us to hit those points. Just turn that paper and start stitching down. On this little extra, we can just stitch over until we come in line. And that gives me that chance to line that up. What we do in this margin is not important. We just need to hit those lines. Stop and pivot. We're going to do the whole piece that way, right to the end. And just turn that fabric and stitch until we get to that point. Stop, pivot, and start stitching all the way over. So I have followed the stitching line in one direction and then came back on this entire piece. I did not need to remove the pins because I was not going to run them over, and that does save some time as we're stitching. So I can remove them now. From here, I get to cut them apart. You can use a rotary cutter or you can use scissors. And I do want to cut right on that solid line. Regardless of our method of cutting, we just need to cut them apart on the solid lines. With that one roll of paper, I was able to do 15.5 strips of fabric. So that was 15.5 of the light and 15.5 of the dark. Now I can take time and trim all of my pretty little 1.5 inch squares. When we are removing the paper, we need to keep in mind that small stitching line. Even though we did use smaller stitches, it is good if we do not put any pressure on the ends. If we remove the paper starting from these corners, we're pulling that thread, and that gives us a greater risk of undoing a couple of those threads. It most likely will not be enough to worry about, but it is better if we rip and go out to the corners. And that way there's no pressure on those corners. And then we can take off that little paper. So that's the way I like to do it. And then I will trim off those ends. So it has not changed the shape. I've just cut off those dog ears. So when they're pressed over, I don't have them sticking out. Now we could take time and press every single one of these, but because these are so small, I do find if I just fold them with my fingers, when I go to match them up, it's enough pressing that I'm going to be able to nestle those seams and stitch. So that roll did give us 630 1-inch finished half square triangles. and they're all perfect little squares. So the triangles on the roll means we have had to do no measuring, no drawing lines. We just stitch on the lines, trim on the lines, and then take off that paper. And if we don't want to use our imagination, we can also follow along with the book. But I just took that jelly roll and used one to get these cute little half square triangles. Now I have to think of what I'm going to do to put them together. But whatever I do, I know it's going to be a lot of fun and they're perfect. I do have more strips, so I'm going to be able to add those in, and I'm sure I'll come up with a really fun quilt. And thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're working on next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.